Thank you. And thank you both to my colleagues, but most especially thank you to the advocates who are here. Because of your voices, raising them, millions of them across the country, it means that we're standing here today in support of our leader, John Larson, and our colleagues, where the American people are, and that is preserving, protecting, and ensuring the long-term solvency of Social Security. I thought, as some of my colleagues were speaking, I remember a time when in our family we needed to have those Social Security disability benefits because of my father's disability after long-term service in the United States Air Force. And then I remembered when he died, and those survivor benefits were really critical to our family, and especially to my younger siblings who were still at home with my mom. And I just illustrate that because of the importance of Social Security as a baseline stabilizer for so many American families, whether they are receiving survivor benefits or they're receiving direct benefits or disability benefits. And for Marylanders, the average Social Security benefit is really, and it's an earned benefit, is just $16,000 a year, which still means that so many of our families and our seniors have to put together a patchwork to ensure their retirement security. And that is why it is really critical for us to provide that baseline. And John Larson, thank you so much for your leadership here, because not only does this bill recognize that we have to preserve and protect and ensure the long-term solvency of Social Security, but it also recognizes that for those middle-income earners that it's important to go at the higher end to make sure that we provide the resources in Social Security that are important for its solvency. I thought for a minute, you know, there was an attempt a couple of years ago to implement the so-called chain CPI to Social Security. And many of my colleagues here and I led a letter to the president that said, do not implement that way of calculating what my Congressman Representative Courtney has described as a total miscalculation of the way that seniors spend their money and their expenses. And instead to do what John Larson is doing today, which is to implement a different cost of living calculator that takes into account the things that seniors are really spending their resources on. And the result would be the difference of about $428 a year for a 70-year-old Social Security recipient. $428 a year is groceries, it's prescription drugs, it's paying for utilities, the kinds of things that seniors really do. And so I just want to applaud my colleagues for us standing together on behalf of so many seniors and Social Security recipients to say that under no circumstances will we ever tolerate any cuts, any compromising on the guaranteed benefit of Social Security. And finally, I'd like to close. You know, this year is going to mark the 80th anniversary of Social Security. And when President Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act into law, and for those of you who haven't done it, visit that FDR memorial, because he talks about the value of valuing our seniors and valuing all of our people. And what he said was that the law would, quote, give some measure of protection to the average citizen and to, and I say her, family against the loss of a job and against poverty-ridden old age. This law, too, represents a cornerstone in a structure which is being built but is by no means complete. It is a law that will take care of human needs and at the same time provide for the United States an economic structure of vastly greater soundness. Those words were true 80 years ago, and they are true today. Thank you very much.